Testy test.
Hey yo. What is with this music? Oh my goodness. Hang on. I'm changing this music. I'm getting it a bit more upbeat. We're not doing this music. Hang on. No, not that music either. No, not that one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's some writing music right there. Wow. I don't know. So this is new for me. I've not tried writing streams before. Here's my first go at. I'm incredibly low on the screen for some reason. So I'm just gonna move myself up a bit. Yeah. Okay then. Right. There we go. This is a bit better. Okay. Yeah, not my usual day either. Usually I'm streaming games on the Sunday. I forgot. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah. So, let's see if we can't set up this streaming thing. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Probably Google. Google Docs is probably my best bet. Okay, that's not right. Let's try this. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, we got ourselves a page. Page is looking pretty good, not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Now, if I zoom in... Ah, that's not good. Let me see if I can resize this. Yeah, that is pretty good. I like that. So I thought, like, I do have a bigger novel. I've got a novel that, like, the main novel is at 15,000 words. Actually, I think it's longer now. I think I'm approaching 16,000. I'm aiming for at least 60,000. So I'm like a quarter of the way there, which feels good. Although that's gonna be more of like a fantasy thing. I do have a kids novel that I'm working on with the help of the kids at the school that I work at. But this was just like an idea that I had for a horror story that I thought we could work on together. I don't know if this stream is gonna be good. I'm doing it on a day that I don't normally do it, but yeah. I may actually switch back to the creepy music though, because I'm not feeling this. I'm not. Let's go with scary music, copyright free. Let me play on Steam without me getting banned, please. Thank you. Writin. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, like this is just like an experiment thing. This is just like a story that was just sort of thrown together. Let me know what you think of it so far, and like by all means throw in them suggestions as I go. And if this isn't working out, we'll just switch to Digimon or something, like we normally do on the streams. Okay. Wait, oh wait, can you hear me? Oh, I don't think you can hear me. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Good. Marie tossed another bacon rasher on the grill and wiped her hands on the tea towel hanging off her apron. Marie was in her mid-20s, had tired eyes, no matter how much she tried to sleep or cover her with makeup, and spent most of her days wondering when things would get better. She was beginning to lose hope. She crossed her arms and slumped, face first, into the counter. Marie, anyone home? She lifted her head to see Officer Davies, mirroring her on the other side of the counter. Sorry, Pete. Things been a bit difficult lately, you know? She turned and flipped the bacon, peeled out a sympathetic sigh, and removed his jacket. Yeah, I know the feeling. Got this case at the moment. Real strange one. Marie began wrangling the barista machine. She never charged Pete for coffee. Well, not the first one. That is. Pete was good company, something you can't put a price on in a miserable job. I'm really trying not to write comedy. This is me trying my best. Although it's got like a weird little air of comedy about it. It's not comedy, okay? What's strange about it? The case, I mean. She pushed the steaming mug towards him, coaxing the story out of him. Coaxing. Mrs. Marin's cat's gone. The lady who runs the corner shop, what's weird about that? Cats disappear all the time. It'd be weird if they didn't. Pete held up his index finger and took a long sip. It's one of those little comforts that helped him through his day. And he wouldn't be interrupted. Not even for Marie. It's not just Mr. Whisker. Oh god. I can't stop writing comedy. I can't. It's not just Mr. Whiskers. He's sad menacingly. No. Been happening a lot lately. He reached around and scratched the back of his ear. Last week it was terror, and the week before that, twin bulldogs. It's like, oh, I don't know. Pete took another sip of his coffee. You think it's connected somehow? What do I want to say in this? I don't want him to say like I don't know too much, so if it was anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some wild animal. What? Do I just put my hometown here? I'm gonna pull Stephen King. I'm just gonna put my... I'm gonna put a heckin' Stephen King. But Easington? Most we have here are squirrels. Not see, it's going into the realm of comedy again. I don't even need to type that really. I can just go like nah. Easington question mark. Would he jump to that conclusion that someone was kidnapping? Something else. The officer pulled up a stool and slumped on the other side. Slumped on the counter. You already know that he's on the other side of the counter. When did this become my life? Marie. Did you guys hear something? I forgot that I hung up my coat on the washing line outside, and that genuinely did scare me. I could just see the shadow of like a figure through the window. It's like, oh no, that's my coat. That's could be worse. that bad. Yeah. Yeah. R. Is cats and dogs really that bad? What is that? R. Of course I mean R. Meh. Oh, I don't really need that line there. That's overkill. Oh, I don't even need that. You know. Could be worse, you know, you could be working the sea. There was a story the only the other day of the officer who, you know, he tried to not tried. Marie's attempts. Oh my goodness! There was some scary music. Not that even scary's happened yet. Just some pets are going missing. It's fine. Okay. I shouldn't have put this music on. I'm scaring myself. It'll be fine. Could be worse, you know. You could be working in the state. There was that story on the other day of the officer who. That officer who. Oh, that is just poor writing. Hang on. Who. You know. These attempts at cover fell short. This is a rubbish first chapter. Maybe I should switch to one of my other books. Don't have much of an audience though. Do I? Is anybody here? Hello? This was not the best idea, I think. Wait, did I tweet out that I'm streaming? Hang on. Let's see. Live. There we go. And complain to my partner. Yappy. No one watch. I'm getting distracted. It's fine. This was a good idea. People would love to see writing and this is Stephen King on a chunky compy. I love it. Look at it. Look how fat it is. The computer, not Stephen. Stephen has always had a bit of chunk, but it's good. He wears it well. Okay, back to the document. Okay, let me see how this reads. Marie tossed another bacon rasher onto the grill, and white pants on the tea-towel hanging off her apron. Marie was in her mid-20s. I should probably tie that in. Who was she cooking the bacon for? Marie, anyone home? She left her to see off state is marrying her on the other side of the counter. Sorry, Pete. Things have been a bit difficult lately. You know, she turned and flipped the bacon. A sympathetic sigh, removed his jacket. Yeah, I know, I got the feeling. I got this case at the moment, real strange one. Marie began wrangling the barista machine. She never charged Pete for coffee. Well, not the first one. Anyway, instead of that is, I think, just reads better. was good company, something you can't put a price on in a miserable job. What's strange about it? The case, I mean, she pushed the steaming mug towards him, coaxing the story out. Mrs. Marin's cat's gone. Lady runs corner shop? What's weird about that? Cats wander off all the time. It'd be weird if they didn't. He held up his index finger and took a long sip. It was one of the little, life's little comforts. Life's little comforts, I think. Little comforts that helped him through the day. And wouldn't be interrupted. Not even for Marie. Well, just Mr. Whiskers. Been happening a lot lately. He reached out and scratched the back of his ear. Reached around and scratched the back of his ear. Last week was Terror. Week before that, twin bulldogs. And cats again. Week before that. It's like, oh, I don't know. Pete took a sip of his coffee. You think it's connected somehow? Well, not somehow. You're just connected. What am I doing? I'm adding stuff that doesn't need to be in there. All connected. Again, this is redundant language. You think it's connected. There we go. That's how a person would. You think it's connected. If it was anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some wild animal. Anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some weird animal. But Easington, nah. It could be something else. The officer pulled up a stool and slumped them to the counter. When did this become my life, Marie? Chasing cats and dogs. Without he downed the rest of his coffee. Could be worse. He could be working in the city. There was only that story the other day of the officer who, you know, fell short. Okay. I should definitely put in something here. Like he's literally just sat down and then he's gonna get back up again. He's like, well, okay, see y'all. No. Now we gotta add a little bit more in here. We're gonna flesh this out, baby. Although, I don't think this is the right music for this scene. Hang on. I need more of a diner type scene. Hang on. What's this like? Let's see. No, I'm looking for it. I guess. Not exactly what I was looking for, but this will do. Whoa. What was that? Could be worse, you know? You could be working in the sea. There's a story only the other day that officer, you know, Mary's attempts of comfort fell short. What is that saying? Top 5? I don't like this. We need good music. We need good music. And I'm not. What's this? 60s rock and roll guitar backing track in A. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is what I was envisioning. If it was anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some wild animal, but Easington, it's gonna be something else. The officer pulled up a stool and slumped on the counter. When did my life become when did this become my life, Marie? Chasing cats and dogs. With that, he downed the rest of his coffee. Could be worse. He could be working in the city. There was a story only the other day that officer, you know, Mary's attempts to fell short. Pete just pushed his mug back and forth. For piped up? Is that the word that I'm looking for? Is it peaked? It is peaked up. I've always wondered this. Hang on. No, you can't say peaked up, I think. Can you say peaked up? Is that an expression? Oh, I should bring the bacon back. Peaches pushed his mug back and forth for a bit while Marie sorted out the bacon butty for the customer down the counter. They don't turn off the grills in restaurants, I think. I think they just keep it going. Aww, the music is finished. I really like that. Let's go with minor blues and A minor 7. Yeah. Bacon bite for the customer down the counter. See much heavy in these days. No, I'm gonna leave it as you see. Yay, we're on page 2. Now that you mention it. Is that how people speak? People speak like this. No, now that you mention it. Marie shoved 2 mugs into the mini dishwasher and kicked the door closed. Don't see him in the park anymore. Still, he is still Mrs. Is that how you spell Mrs.? So basically what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to establish that there's some spooky goings-ons in this town. This sleepy, boring British town. But you see, there is something lurking in the darkness. An ancient evil to be resurrected. No one is watching. No one is watching my stream. I don't know. Maybe they are. Is anyone here? Hello? You guys here? Anybody watching? Oh, one person is watching. Yay. Hello, one person. I really shouldn't have moved my stream to Tuesday, Monday. What was I thinking? Let's see. Where's my word count? Word count, word count, word count. Yay! We're halfway up to 1,000 words. Ooh, I can display the word count while typing. That's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. The goal will be to reach 1,000 words by the end of this stream. So let's just put this down here. Move this over here and move this. Oh wait, hang on. Maybe I could do another thingy, like capture thing. I feel like this was a bad idea. This tree was a bad idea. This the thing is, right, I wanna hang on, can I paste this? Yeah, what I want to do is I kinda wanna just stream my bigger novel. But like at the same time kind of like I'm a little bit nervous about doing that, just because I don't want the ideas to be gone from me. I know I'd have evidence on the stream, like I came up with it, but still, you know, I don't know. Should there be an apostrophe there? I think there should be an apostrophe there. Yeah. Okay, let's see how it reads from the beginning. Right. Hang on. Let's fix this. And let's pull this down. And push this up here. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Right. Okay. Marie tossed another bacon rasher on the grill and wiped her hands on the tea towel hanging off her apron. Marie was in her mid-20s, had tired eyes no matter how much she tried to sleep or cover it up with makeup. Spent most of her days wondering when things would get better. She was beginning to lose hope. She crossed her arms and slumped her face first into the counter. Marie, anyone home? She lifted her head to see Officer Davies mirroring her on the other side of the counter. Sorry, Pete. Things been a bit difficult lately, you know. She turned and flipped the bacon. Pete let out a sympathetic sigh and removed his jacket. Yeah, I know the feeling. Got this case a moment. Real strange one. We began wrangling the barista machine. She never charged Pete for coffee. Well, not the first one anyway. He was good company. Something you can't put a price on in a miserable gem. What's strange about it? The case, I mean. She pushed a steaming mug towards him, coaxing the story out of him. The cat's gone. The lady who runs the corner shop was weird about that. Cats wander off all the time. It'd be weird if they didn't. Lissington took him along, sipped one of life's little comforts that helped him through the day, and he would not be interrupted, not even from Marie. Not just Miss Squares behind him. He reached around and scratched back his ear. Last week was terrier, the week before that, 20 bulldogs, and a cat before the week before that. It's like, oh, I don't know how peanut is it, because this coffee thing is connected. If there's anywhere else the way that says someone about Lissington, it's gonna be something else. He also pulled up a stone. Could be worse. They say there was that story the other day, the officer, you know, he's a ton of so fell short. Pete just pushed him back and forth a bit while Marie sat helping. What you days. Oh, now that you mention it, you're doing okay. Why don't you have to do like something there? I should spun around, the door closed behind her. Another wash cycle. On its wash cycle, rather. I think so, but I don't see him around the park anymore. He does miss us all. I'm sure. He still does miss us all. I'm sure that'll be fine. What's in the news? What can I put in the news? Someone give me a suggestion. Look, I know I'm supposed to be writing this, but I don't know. Yeah. Pete took a look at the newspaper on the counter. No, maybe I should describe this thing a bit more. That's such a basic ass line. What am I tweaking about? Sunlight was quickly fading. It's fun. No, oh wait, or police, I don't think police officers are allowed to do that. No, actually, hang on. Wait. Let me research that real quick. Can police officers that are partners work together? I'm pretty sure there's rules against it. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, hang on. Physical and intimate relations do not take place on duty or off duty on police premises, including police vehicles. Let's just do a quick little bit of research here. I mean, this is just based on Sussex, but I assume that it's going to be, like, similar. Other policies recognizing that conflicts may be issues. Workplace really effective in relation. Everything's that there are many happy relationships. So it doesn't. Okay, so they don't prevent relationships from happening. But are they allowed to work together? There we go. Avoiding conflicts. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, we can go back. We can go back. Oh, but we could say something about that. And in real life. No. And in life outside. And outside of work. Sorry, that's better. What was she getting? Chat, what was she getting? What was she getting from the store? KFC, why not? Relationship getting in the way. But in a sleepy town like Easington. I've already said that. Why did I put at the end of a thing there? Hang on. There we go. Okay, we're up to 500 words. Let's get to 1,000, and then we'll leave it there, and we'll jump on to something else. Oh my god, this writing's so bad. Hang on. Take that full stop out. Take that capital out. There we go. This was also the drawback of doing a writing stream, is everyone can see how awful I am at my spec, at my spelling and or grammar. The misses. Right time. We did something. I need another way of saying wrangled with a barista machine. We grabbed... I wasn't lazy with this. He just preferred it that way. I was washing up. Greg didn't really into that consideration. There you go. Suddenly, down counter. Is that good English? I don't know. Down the counter. Yeah, I like down counter though. It's like downwind, you know? Down the counter pipes up. Before you know. Ooh, okay. Okay, now we're picking up some traction. We're on stitch number of words. 626. It's happened before, you know. You mumbled. Was it? Writing down on sandwich. On the sandwich, rather. And that needs to have a comma in there. Thank you. Thank you, Google. Biting down on the sandwich. Oh, his sandwich. Not the sandwich. That's how it started the last time. Start going missing. How it starts. Both Pete and Marie Sick Maurice. The pears. I don't know if the consumption is. Whoa! I went way too far back then. I don't know if consumption is the word I'm going for. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, what's Debbie saying? She's messaged me. We were afraid to be corny, but I was born on the cob. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Deb. Makes me feel a whole lot better. Pairs interests were peaked. What starts? No, that's giving away way too much. Okay, so it's not the best, but our goal here is to just hit 1,000 words. 1,000 words from scratch. Whoa, wait, hang on. This says I'm offline. Am I offline? I didn't think I was offline. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Cool. Right, okay, let's go back to the thing then. The stranger shuffled in his seat, biting down on the sandwich. It's how it started the last time. Pets start going missing. It's how it all starts. The pair's interests were peaked. At what starts? Same 50 years ago. You're so skeptical, glance at Pete. Didn't believe me back then either. He's coming. He's coming. Mind. He's coming. Oh. Who's coming? You'd have to keep reading to find out. I like putting in these little northern expressions. I still remember them from where I grew up there. Spouse already. What are you on about? Oh, it's very British. Didn't believe me back then either, but he's coming, man. He's coming. Spell already. What you on about? Just then, I hit the sleep button. Guys, wait for me. Wait. I will fix it. I don't know if I'm still streaming right now. My computer is trying to put itself to sleep. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to restart the stream. But I might have to. My computer does look like it's fully snookered. Because I think it's like it's in midstream. Let me check my phone. Am I still streaming? Probably not. Probably not happy about me trying to force it to go to sleep while it's streaming. Oh, am I still streaming? I think I am still streaming. Oh god. Okay, so my screen is not awake. So I guess my computer is, hang on, is sound coming through? My screen is not awake. Okay, yes, so you can still see me. Oh god. Oh my god. I have no access to my screen. Hang on, let me try and wake it up. Oh my god! Oh! I can bring my screen back. Hooray! Okay. Let's put in a description. The man was elderly. Large. Hi! I'm writing a book. How are you, XP500s? What are you up to? Hello there. The man was elderly and large. Oh, that's good. You're the first person to pop in on my experimental news stream. Usually I stream games, but I thought, today I'll do a little bit of writing. For the first challenge I set myself is writing 1,000 words of a spooky, scary story taking place in a sleepy northern town in England, which is actually my hometown. Not really where I was born, but where I grew up mainly. A little mining town called Easington. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a Stephen King, but British. The man was elderly and large, the type of guy that was...
I know I help people to get from 1 by to 20 to 50k they with.
Ah, okay. I'm not paying for nothing. I'm broke. I'm a broke-ass bench, though. So you're welcome to stay, but if that's what you're here for, I'm sorry. I'm... Not to assume. Sorry to offend you. If that's not what you meant. I usually have an audience, but I'm trying something different today. I think people would rather be watching the Portal than the writing side of things.
In broke as hell too.
Well, okay. That I can get on board with. We're kindred spirits, I see. I do have a bigger novel, but I'm a little scared about sharing the contents of it, because I don't want people to steal my ideas. But then, again, at the same time, the bigger novel is like at 15 thou.
Just into making people happy for free.
I like that. Okay, good on you. Do you want to hear the story so far? I'm about to do the most unprofessional thing ever and go pop the kettle on. But you ever think of that? Let me just. This is how much. Okay, thank you. I'll be right back. What? Enjoy the royalty-free jazz music.
I'm a poet myself.
Okay, castle is on. Coffee is in the cup. Rubbish instant coffee. But what you wanna do? Okay, I'm back. Kettle's on. Coffee's boiling. Oh, you're a poet. Nice. Hang on. Let me just... Right, this is what we got so far. We're nearly up to 1,000 words, and then I'm finished with this one. I do have a children's story that I'm working on as well. And then there's my kind of novel in the vein of Terry Pratchett. That's the big one. That's at 15,000. So this is what I got. Like, I just started writing this on the stream. But this is what I got so far. Marie tossed another bacon rasher on the grill and wiped her hands on the tea towel hanging off her apron. Marie was in her mid-20s, had tired eyes no matter how much she tried to sleep or cover with makeup, and spent most of her days wondering when things would get better. She was beginning to lose hope. She crossed her arms and slumped face first into the counter. Marie, anyone home? She lifted her head to see Officer Davies mirroring her. Officer Davies. Quama. I might want to be a writer, but my grammar will never get better, I swear. Mirroring her on the other side of the counter. Sorry, Pete. Things have been a bit difficult lately, you know? She turned and flipped the bacon. Pete let out a sympathetic sigh and removed his jacket. Yeah, I know the feeling. Got this case at the moment. Real strange one. Marie began wrangling the barista machine. She never charged Pete for coffee. Well, not the first one anyway. Pete was good company. Something you can put a price on in a miserable job. What's strange about it? The case, I mean. She pushed a steaming mug towards him, coaxing the story out of him. Mrs. Marin's cat's gone. The lady runs a corner shop. What's weird about that? Cats wander off all the time. It'd be weird if they didn't. Pete held up his index finger and took a long sip. It was one of life's little comforts that helped him through the day, and it wouldn't be interrupted. Not even for Marie. It's not just Mr. Whiskers. This has been happening a lot lately. He reached around and scratched the back of his ear. Last week it was a terrier, and the week before that, twin bulldogs, and cats again the week before that. It's like, I don't know. Pete took another sip of his coffee. You think it's connected? If it was anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some wild animal. But Easington? Nah. It's gotta be something else. The officer pulled up a stool and slumped on the counter. When did this become my life, Marie? Chasing cats and dogs. With that, he downed the rest of his coffee. Could be worse. Be working in the sea. There's that story only the other day of that officer, you know. Marie's attempts of comfort fell short. Pete just pushed his mug back and forth for a bit, while Marie sorted out the bacon butty for the customer down the counter. See much of Ian these days? No. Now that you mention it, is he doing okay? Marie shoved the 2 mugs into the mini dishwasher and, as she spun round, kicked the door behind her closed, setting it off on its wash cycle. I think so, but I don't see him around the park anymore. He's still got the missus though. I'm sure he's fine. The sunlight was quickly fading as Pete's phone chimed. It was a message from his partner, on the force and outside of work. That could be a bit clearer. Basically, I'm trying to say the partner's on the force and outside and in real life, which is technically allowed as long as it doesn't get in the way of work. I did a little research thing earlier in this stream, but it depends on the police station. But like if it's like a small town, they probably don't care. They've been scrutinized over the relationship, getting in the way of their work. But in a sleepy town like this, it never posed much of an issue. The missus? Marie chimed. She's just picking up tea, wanted to know if I wanted anything. Pete fished his wallet out of his trench coat and began scavenging the loose change from its depths. Depths. And it's not it is. What's wrong with me? There we go. It's depths. One more.
This sounds really good.
Thank you. One more, then I'll head out. I think I'm just sort of winging it. I'm trying the Stephen King method of I have no idea how this story is gonna end up, but you know, it's just like I'm letting it play out in my head like a movie. Maria grabbed the same mug they'd been drinking out of. It wasn't laziness. Pete
Do
just
you want to hear one of my poems?
I'd love to hear one of your poems. Can I finish this bit and then I'll go grab a coffee. You can come on stream if you like. Do you have a Discord?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what that yes was in answer to. I asked about 3 questions at the same time. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't have Discord.
Okay. How do you want to read out the poems, or do you want to like put it in chat and I can read it out? Anyway, have a think about how you want. I'll finish reading this. There's not much left of it anyway. In the chat, perfect. Marie grabbed the same mug they'd been drinking out of. It wasn't laziness. Pete just preferred it that way, less washing up. The fact that the machine did most of the work didn't really factor into that consideration. Suddenly, the customer down the counter piped up, "It's happened before." Okay, so this guy is going to be northern, but like I'm just imagining that Stephen King archetype of the old man, you know, in Pet Sematary. You know the one. You know the I've seen things, and sometimes the things is better off dead. Dead is better. What was his name? Judd. Very much the Judd archetype. Anyway. It's happened before, you know. Oh god, that formatting is all over the place. It's happened before, you know. ? He mumbled. The man was elderly, and this is where you walked in on me struggling, because I thought I should put a description. The man was elderly and large, the type of guy that had worked a lot in his life. And you could see it on his face. I like that because then I'm not giving it a very specific description, but the reader has their own ideas of what that looks like, and they'll put it onto him. What's that? Pete asked. The stranger shuffled in his seat, biting down on the sandwich. It's how it started the last time. Pets start going missing. It's how it starts. The pair's interests were piqued. How what starts? It was the same 50 years ago. Marie shot a skeptical glance at Pete and then rolled her eyes. People didn't believe me back then, but he's coming. Mind, he's coming. Just spit it out already. What you want about? Just then, the man began to turn bright red, and Mel went to go get her coffee because she didn't write anymore. Hang on, I'll be right back. If you want to post your poem in the chat, we could have a quick break and then get back to this. Oh, pouring the coffee. What? Okay, I'm back. What? Do you want me to turn off the speech chat?
Do you want to hear it now?
Yeah. Let me turn off the speech chat. How do I mute that? And then you can post it, and then it won't try and read out everything. I think. How do I mute? Pause speech. Okay, you should be good to go. I love this royalty-free thing. It's called Yours, okay? Woo! Okay, let's read it. I am yours as the summer air at evening is possessed by the scent of linden blossoms. Oh, I like that. As the snow cap gleams with a light lent in by the brimming moon. Without you, I'd be an unleafed tree, blasted in a bleakness with no spring. Your love is the weather of my being. What is an island without the sea? I love that. That's so good. I like that a lot. Do you want to hang on? I'll put speech back on. Okay, you can talk again. Yeah. Oh no, it's gonna read it out anyway.
Without you, I'd be an unleafed tree blasted in a bleakness with no spring. Your love is the weather of my being. What is an island without the sea?
What is an island without the sea? I love that last line. Ah, thank you. Right. Yeah. So how long have you been writing poetry? Or is it one of those things that, because like when people ask me, oh, look at you play piano, it's just like
5 years.
Oh, 5 years. Ah, okay. Is that your dream? Is that what you wanna do one day? Is publish like books of poetry, or is it just your sort of latest endeavor into writing? Or do you have bigger plans? Sorry, poetry is pretty big. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you have bigger plans than poetry?
It's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby. Well, it's nice. You should keep that up. I like it. In fact, in my big novel, there is a scene in which one of the main characters gets up on a table and starts to do a song, because I feel that's what Tolkien would do.
You have another day where.
Ooh, hello, N4. Okay, so not my usual peeps who tune into me like playing Portal and stuff, but okay. We're getting the ball rolling. We got 2 peeps. Let's hit this 1,000-word mark. How what start? Okay, I should probably put a little bit of direction to who's talking here, I think. The stranger shuffled in his seat, biting down on the sandwich. Ooh, I can be a bit more descriptive.
Now I will see you later.
But you just joined. Okay. Good. Sorry, I was saying. Yeah, there's a character in my bigger book that does a song. I might ask you for help sometime down the line, coming up with lyrics for that song. Always nice to have a poet. But thank you for popping by. Thank you for giving me a bit of support. I've been alone for quite a bit up until now. Usually my peeps are here already. Hey! I love it. Very strange emoji, but it's all right. It's good. Nice to have you here, Happy. The stranger shuffled in his seat, biting down on the sandwich. I can say something about like the bacon grease or something. I just make it a bit more visceral. What's the word I'm looking for? Not a vein. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Like a little schmutz of bacon dribbled down his mouth. Few crumbs scattered to his plate below. Why not? That's how it all started the last time. Pets start going missing. That's how it starts. The pair's interest were now peaked. How what starts? Asked. I've already forgotten their names. Not Maria. Her name is Marie. I'm not gonna start doing that now. It was the same 50 years ago. Marie shot a skeptical glance at Pete, then rolled her eyes. They didn't believe me back then either, but he's coming, mind. He's coming. Just spit already what you want about. Just then the man began to turn bright red. Started coughing, choking. Bits of bacon. Bits of bacon went flying. No, went flying. That's way too over the top. Just that, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he's coughing, he's spitting off stuff. He's just then the man began to turn bright red and started coughing. But actually, no, I shouldn't go right to the turning bright red. Man froze. Welcome to the stream. We're describing choking to death. How are you? Just then the man froze as if he had seen a ghost. Trite, but it works. It's a trope for a reason. Just then the man froze as if he had seen a ghost. He began to turn bright red and started coughing bits of bacon. He pushed. No. He jumped out of. He jumped off the stool. We're trying to get to 1,000 words, in case you just joined us. That's the goal. And a spoopy, scary story in the vein of Stephen King. He jumped off his stool, but muddled his landing. stumbling to the floor. What am I doing putting a capital in there? I can't write. I've got no business doing this. Anyway, Happy, how are you? Happy, I guess. You doing something good? Something amazing, I guess? Stumbling to the floor. Hacking his lungs out. Ooh, love that, love that. Gotta make visceral. Hacking his lungs out. You can picture it. Oh. Marie flipped the... What'd you call that? What'd you call that bit of counter that flips up? What is the name of the bit of counter that flips open? Is it like the counter gate or something? Bar flap. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Google. Bar flap. Flip the bar flap. Oh, is that how it would happen? I think my hanging lungs out. Yay, we're on page 3. Pete shots out of his seats. Pete shot out of his seats. There's a Marie Arfa. Dashed out and over. But neither one of them would get. What's the word when you're I think climbers use it. You know, when they're trying to like grab a thing, like getting what's the word I'm looking for, chat? Neither one of them could, like, when it's like a word for getting a handle on something, or get grabness could get oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What's that word? It's not clearance. What is it? Could get when you've got a whole. Like, what I'm trying to say is none of them could get their hands around him to do the Heimlich because how he's like coughing on the floor. Damn! What's that word? None of them could. Oh, neither. Oh, neither one of them could get.
If I was seriously choking, I'd probably start violently hitting my own chest in the hopes of getting whatever is obstructing my airways to come out.
That's a point. Yeah. Hacking his lung out. That's not the word I was looking for, though. That's proper action, proper clearance, proper. There's a word for that. There's a proper handle on proper. Shush phone. He began pounding his chest, unable to breathe. Is that redundant? Unable to breathe. Tears streaming from his eyes. Pete shot out of his seat. Marie flipped the bar flap and dashed out over to try and help, but it was no use.
Firm hold.
Firm hold, yes, but there's a single word for that. There's a single word for firm hold. Proper action, proper. It's a word like that. It's like action or clearance or proper. You can't see me, but I'm grabbing at the air here with my hands. I need one of those things that captures my hand movement to show how wildly I'm flailing trying to find that word. Proper. You say it when you're holding a tool. Like it's crickets. I'll just put firm hold for now. I don't like it, but it's the best, I suppose, at the moment until we figure out what that word is. Get a proper. Let's just check the old thesaurus. Synonym. How am I spelling synonym? No, not stand
Grasp, grip, clasp, clutch.
It's sort of that, but it's not. What am I for grasp? Latch, clutch, clench, seize, grab, grapple, clutch, grip. That's not what is it? What is that I'm looking for? For hold. Parallel ascended dominion, authority, mastery, leverage. Mastery. It's close to this leverage. Purchase. I think. Is that the word? Could get a proper purchase. No. Oh, it's so close to the word purchase. I think it's purchase that I was thinking of. But that sounds rubbish. We get firm grass. Neither one of them could. Well, that kind of implies that they're both trying to do it at the same time. Around the man's large frame. To Heimlich him. That's it. No, that sounds gross. I want to Heimlich no one. No, is there a shorter way of saying Heimlich maneuver him? I think it's purchase. I think that was the word I was thinking of. That's really disappointing, huh? Trying to help, but it was no use. Neither one of them could get firm grasp around the margin of the frame to just perform the Heimlich. I don't need to say maneuver because everyone knows what Heimlich is. Is that how you spell Heimlich? Google, is this how you spell Heimlich? Oh, that is how you spell Heimlich. Okay. From the Heimlich.
Heimlich also happens to be the German word for secretly, sneakily.
Oh, good to know. Get firm grasp around the man's large frame to perform the Heimlich. Marie. Call the police. Call the police. He is the police. What am I saying? Call an ambulance. Sorry. Call me, Marie. Call me. Call the police. Oh wait, I am a police officer. Call an ambulance, quick. Ah, okay. I think it's no use of them. Not neither one of them, because again, that implies that they're both like scrambling at him at the same time, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's try and help. But it was no use. Pete's. You know what would be less clunky? Is if I just moved the hang on. Pete knew the Heimlich maneuver. Doesn't know how you spell maneuver. That's how you spell. What is that? Really? Friends? Come on now. Stop it. Pete knew the Heimlich maneuver. He had training for it, but was no use. He couldn't get a firm grasp around the man's large frame. I think that reads a little bit better, doesn't that? Training for it, but it was no use.
Must be a French loan word.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite things about teaching English in school. Right, so basically all the letter friends we've learnt this for are, let me tell you about shun and shuss. And sometimes how the L letter friends are the L letter friends, which is still L. Thank you, friends. Sometimes a cut and an eh is a s sound. C'est moi. No, it's P knew the Heimlich. No, I don't need to put maneuver in there. Knew the Heimlich. We all know what the Heimlich is. Knew the Heimlich. He had training for it, but it was no use. You can get firm grasp. You couldn't get firm purchase. No, that's pretentiousness for the sake of pretentiousness. You couldn't get a grasp around the man's large frame. We call an ambulance quick. He motioned to his phone on the counter. It's locked. Go. Grab the phone. Jumps up. No. Jumps. No. What? Marie got on the phone and she dialed the number and she said hello. No, it's Marie calling out his quick emotion to his phone. It's unlocked. Go now. Go now. Marie jump. Come on. Is it one of those situations where I'm overthinking and I should just say what happened? I don't want to be too direction-y. Like, I don't want to read too much like a screenplay, but like...
Do you have to unlock a phone to make an emergency call?
You don't! You don't! You're absolutely right! much to the phone on the counter. Do I use this as a teaching moment, or it can? What? Do I have Marie go? Boy, it's so low. No, I don't think so. Call an ambulance quick. He motioned to his phone on the counter. He anticipated her next question. He anticipated... What am I doing? That's another thing. Her next question. It's 999. You don't need to unlock the phone. Ah, right, okay. If I'm doing that then, earlier on, I should probably have him, like, unlock it so that that's, like, in your mind when this happens. This is Ash's... Pete scanned his thumb on his phone. And scanned the text. Pete nodded and scanned his thumb. No, that's way too clunky. Unlocked. Just unlocked. Like, we don't need to know how. Pete nodded. No, he nodded. Pete nodded, unlocking his phone. And scan the text. There we go. That's nice and simple, to the point. Marie, call the ambulance quick. Anticipating next question. It's 909. You don't need to unlock the phone. Oh, of course. I'm channeling my inner Marie right now. Oh, of course. She jumps up and made a dash for the phone. The man rolled onto his back, knocking Pete as he did. No, pulling Pete. With him as he did. His breathing began to get shallow. No? His breathing began to shorten. And his eyes began to dull. Is that what happens when you're choking to death? I think. Like, it doesn't really happen, but I think like that's an accepted kind of thing, right? Maybe I come back to this. He grabbed Pete by the collar and pulled him close so that he would hear his last words I need a word of warning. A warning from the old man who choked on the bacon sandwich. Don't feed the mogwais after midnight. And whatever you do, don't feed the plants. No. What can I say? Shall I tell you what the premise is? Like, I hate giving away this, but right. Okay, so my idea was, what if, and this is just for a short story, okay? What if it's like a creature that it's like it's channeling the fear of radiation and radiation sickness, right? But imagine a creature that does everything that radiation sickness would do. So if you were to personify radiation sickness, what sort of creature would that be? So it's like a thing that starts out slowly at first and it builds up, but it comes for like your hair and your nails and your teeth, and then it comes for like the rest of you, you know? But I need this guy to give some like ominous, sometimes dead is better. I need him to do a Judd line. Oh, we're so close to the 1,000 word mark. Ugh. Any ideas? Ooh, I know. It's in plain sight. Well, I should probably put in some ellipses there, just to... I'm chilling my inner... Sorry, it's in plain sight. I stopped it. The Oddle man. It's here. Plain sight. Life. Fell from him. As his head.
Finding it hard to believe that a dying man would be like, need to deliver XX.
Okay. This is a bit corny. How would you handle this then? Maybe just it's here. It's here, the old man croaked. Because, okay, what I'm alluding to, I don't mind spoiling this, is that if my boogity boo, right, is based on radiation, radiation can travel through groundwater. So it's going to be the water, right? It's in the water. That's how it gets you. travels through the war, comes out of the war. I'll borrow a bit of Kelpie lore, you know? The light fell from his head. So just it's here. It's here. Because then that's vague enough that like he's trying to tell them that it's like in sight of it, but like it could mean that the guy he's coming, the guy's coming. I don't know. We're so close to the 1,000-word mark. The light fell from him as his head rolled to the side. Ugh, the word lol has completely been ruined by modern usage. Lol to the side. Eyes open. Dead. Is that you? And his head lolled to the side, eyes open, dead. No, that doesn't work. That side. Staring blankly into the distance. Oh no, I don't even need to say that. I can just say that Pete like shut the eyes of the guy. Wait, what's wrong with this? The life? Why does it want a capital there? That's so weird. Okay. The life fell from him as his head rolled to the side. The emergency services frantically asking questions over the phone, but all Marie could bring herself to do was stand trembling. She had... If you're in your 20s...
I guess it once life fell from him, without the article.
Oh. But I want to say the life. I don't want to say life fell from him. Is it so wrong? This held lots inside. Emergency
His
service.
life.
His life. Ah, yeah, I like that a bit better. His life. His life fell from him as his head rolled to the side. The emergency services were frantically asking questions over the phone. Ooh! Oh, this is Amelia! Welcome to the writing stream. We have new person. We have Happy. And we also have a Thingy 500. XP 500. I think their name was. They're a poet. We've attracted all sorts of writing weirdos to this stream, and I love it. Oh yeah, is it likely if you're in your mid-20s that you would have never seen a person die like in front of you before?
My name is Nora.
Hi Nora! Sorry, Nora is the name of the writing weirdo that we love and is part of our weirdo writing family now. Yes. She's been very helpful with the writing process, keeping me from making very, very corny mistakes.
I'm 38 and I never have.
Okay. Brilliant. She had never seen a person die in front. Just seen a person die. No, die in front of her before. Oh, we're so close. We're so close to the 1,000-word mark. 19 more words. Ah, I know. A 19-word title. No. Pete turned to her. Man still. The mystery man, because I still don't know who he was. Or the strange man, I think. Still cradled in his arms. And said, no, I have an idea of how to finish this, but I need to. Pete turned to where the strange man still cradled in his arms. All he could. No, I've already done a bring themselves. Marie could bring herself to do was stand trembling. All he could do was say. All he could mumble. All he could get out of his face hole. Because you know what I'm trying to say. I'm setting up his line. All he could think to say was, we did it! 1,000 words! Who's coming? There it is! There it is! Right, okay. And then, just because, you know, and there's the extra words here, so, where's my thing? Okay, I don't know where that is. Anyway, chapter 1. Bacon butties. Okay, Amelia, I will read out the chapter that we've got so far. But I will be right back. 1,000 down, 59,000 to go. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry. Don't panic. It's all good. Right. Okay. So, let's have a little read of this, and then we might switch over to one of my other books. You know what? I'm not gonna be scared. I'm not gonna be scared of stealing my people stealing my ideas. A, I don't think they're good enough to steal. B, I've not figured out that bit yet. Anyway, this was, right, so Princess Amelia, this was a challenge I set myself, because I was like, okay, I'm going to do my first writing stream. I'm going to hit 1,000 words just from scratch on an idea of a horror story. I think it worked out okay. Marie tossed another bacon rasher on the grill and wiped her hands on the tea towel hanging off her apron. Marie was in her mid-20s, had tired eyes. No matter how much she tried to sleep or cover with makeup, and spent most of her days wondering when things would get better, she was beginning to lose hope. She crossed her arms and slumped face first into the counter. Marie, anyone home? She lifted her head to see Officer Davies mirroring her on the other side of the counter. Ah, sorry, Pete. Things have been a bit difficult lately, you know? She turned and flipped the bacon. Pete let out a sympathetic sigh and removed his jacket. Yeah, I know the feeling. Got this case at the moment. Real strange one.
Chapter 1 Big Bacon Bummer.
Yeah. It's not a comedy. My other book is a comedy. I'm really trying hard not to fall into comedy, although some of my dialogue does come across a little bit, you know. Anyway, it's very clear my usual grounds are comedy based. Where was I? Sorry, Pete. Things have been a bit difficult, you know. She turned and flipped the big. It was a real strange one. Marie began wrangling the barista machine. You see, I can't help it. I can't help myself. She never charged Pete for coffee. Well, not the first one, anyway. Pete was good company. Something you can't put a price on in a miserable job. What's strange about it? The case, I mean. She pushed a steaming mug towards him, coaxing the story out of him. That's too many hymns in that sentence. Toward the officer. I've just deleted him and written him again. Towards the officer. Coaxing the story out of him. Mrs. Marin's cat's gone. There should be a full stop after Mrs. Marin's cat is gone. Yeah, cat's gone. That's a lot of s in that sentence. The lady who runs the corner shop? What's weird about that? Let's take out that space right there. What's weird about that? Cats wander off all the time. It'd be weird if they didn't. Pia held up his index finger and took a long sip. It was one of life's little comforts that helped him through the day and wouldn't be interrupted. Not even for Marie. It's not just Mr. Whiskers. Been happening a lot lately. He reached around and scratched the back of his ear. Last week it was a terrier, the week before that, twin bulldogs, and cats again the week before that. It's like, I don't know. Pete took another sip of his coffee. You think it's connected?
Mr. Whiskers.
Shush! Okay, I'm trying really hard not to write comedy, okay? Oh, oh shoot, my Digimon's getting in a battle. Hang on. Sorry, there's gonna be some bleeping and blooping just while he's fighting. Don't worry about it.
Viewers on cut.live/7epcot.
I don't want cheap viewers, but I want the expensive viewers. If it was anywhere else in the world, I'd say it was some wild animal, but Easington? Nah. It's gotta be something else. Self-Docks. That's where I grew up. Easington. Easington Colliery. The Pit Village. No, it's gotta be somewhere else. Something else. Oh, my Digimon lost. Oh well. The officer pulled up a stool and... Yeah, I know! Sure. Silly Namekimon. Nakememon? Namankimon? I can't pronounce this name. Anyway, it's the Digimon you get when you're really lazy and you're playing the Vital Bracelet. It's basically just a watch, but it's got like the little Tamagotchi Digivice thing in it, so that's kind of cool. The officer pulled up a stool and slumped on the counter. When did this become my life, Marie? Chasing cats and dogs. But that he downed the rest of his coffee. Could be worse. You could be working in the sea. There was a story the other day about the officer, you know. Marie's attempts of comfort fell short. Pete just pushed his mug back and forth for a bit, while Marie sorted out the bacon butty for the customer down the counter. I wanted to say down counter, but apparently that's not a phrase. Like, you know, like downwind, down counter, downtown, down counter. You see much of Ian these days? No, now that you mention it. Is he doing it? Actually, okay. Can I just... Right. Can you not say down counter? Are you not allowed to do that? Like downtown, downwind, downstream, down counter. What is wrong with that? That, to me, that reads perfectly fine. Anyway, I'll let you guys decide that. Anyway. No, now that you mention it...
Have a space right after an opening quotation mark in a bunch of places.
Ooh, do I?
Invent a new word.
Okay. You have a space right after an opening quotation mark. Oh, I do. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get those. Okay. I don't know why I do that. I apologize. You seen much of Ian? Yeah, no. It's just, it's saying that it's wrong, but it's how I want the person to, because local vocabulary and everything. No, now that you mention it. Is he doing okay? I have also noticed that I do a lot of sentences like this. I'll always do single word, comma, and then the rest of the... It's probably a sign of bad writing, but, you know, like, well, so, no, now, comma. Marie shoved 2 mugs in the mini dishwasher. As she spun around, kicked the door closed behind her, setting it off on its wash cycle. That could be neatened up a bit, I think. Like, I've explained what's happening, but that's a really clunky sentence. Marie shoved 2 mugs in the dishwasher. I don't need an and there. That can be the beginning of a new sentence. As she spun around to face Pete, she kicked the door closed behind her, setting it off on its wash cycle. There we go, that's a bit better. I think so, but I don't see him around the park anymore. He's still got the message though. I'm sure he'll be fine. The sunlight was quickly fading as Pete's phone chimed. It was a message from his partner on the force and outside of work. Again, that could read better, I think. Anyway. They've been scrutinized over their relationship, thank you. Their relationship getting in the way of their work. Oh no, the relationship getting in the way of their work. But in a sleepy town like this, it never posed much of an issue. The missus? Marie chimed. Pete nodded, unlocking his phone, and scanned the text. Ah, she's just picking up tea. Wanted to know if I wanted anything. Pete fished his wallet out of his trench coat and began scavenging the loose change from its depths. One more, then I think then I'll head, comma, I think. Marie grabbed the same mug he'd been drinking out of. It wasn't laziness. Pete just preferred it that way. Less washing up. The fact the machine did most of the work didn't really factor into that consideration. Suddenly, the customer down. There we go. That's a lot of commas in that sentence. That doesn't look right. Suddenly, the customer down the counter piped up. Can I just go with the customer down the counter suddenly piped up? No. How do I fix this? This sentence is so wonky, and I don't quite know what's wrong with it. Suddenly, the customer down the... The other customer piped up. There we go. It's happened before, you know, he mumbled. The man was elderly and large, the type of guy that had worked a lot of his life. The type of guy who worked a lot of his... Who had worked hard for years. For decades. There we go. And you can see it on his face. What's that? He asked. The stranger shuffled in his seat, biting down on the sandwich, a few crumbs scattered to the plate below. Ah, foreshadowing. No. It's how it started the last time, he said, in Judd's voice from Pet Cemetery. Pets start going missing. It's how it starts, and sometimes dead is better. The pair's interest was now piqued. And don't you go up to that cabin in the woods, that cabin where there was that murder 50 years ago. Tonight, on this very same day. A lot of history on them roads. How what starts? Asked Marie. It was the same 50 years ago. Marie shot a skeptical glance at Pete, then rolled her eyes. Didn't believe me back then either, but he's coming, mind. He's coming. Just spit it out already. What you want about? Just then the man froze as if he had seen a ghost. Began to turn bright red and started coughing bits of bacon. Coughing bits of bacon. Ah, woman. Coughing. And coughing bits of bacon and bread. Came out of his face hole. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Came out of his face hole. Bits of bacon and bread. He spewed bits of bacon and bread. That's a bit of alliteration there. Accidental, but nice. He spewed bits of bacon and bread as he jumped. As he jumped off the stool. Muddling his landing. However, he stumbled to the floor. Hacking. Oh, you don't need the lungs out there. Just hacking is fine. Began pounding his chest. Do I need to write the unable to breathe bit? He began pounding his chest, unable to breathe. Tears streamed from his eyes. Not sure about that bit. You let me know. You let me know whether that's okay. Began pounding his chest, unable to breathe. Tears streamed from his eyes. Pete shot out of his seat. Marie flipped the bar flap. Bar flap. That's what that thing's called, by the way. And dashed out and over to try and help. Pete knew the Heimlich. He'd had training for it, but it was no use. He couldn't get a firm grasp around the man's large frame. Marie, call an ambulance, quick. He motioned to the phone on the counter. And anticipated, because people would read that sentence a lot more frantically. Anticipated her next question. It's 909, you don't need to unlock the phone. Oh, of course. She jumped up and made a dash for the phone. The man rolled onto his back, pulling Pete with him as he did. His breathing began to shorten and his eyes began to dull. He grabbed Pete by the collar and pulled him close so that he would hear his last words. It's here, the old man croaked. It's here. His life fell from him as his head lolled to the side. The emergency services were frantically asking questions over the phone, but all Marie could bring herself to do was stand.
Not a native speaker, so not entirely sure about this, but I'd use the singular when writing about their interest having been piqued.
Ooh, let me see. Interest was piqued. Yeah, I think. The pair's interest was piqued. Yeah. Because it's a shared interest. That makes sense. It's here, the old man croaked. It's here. She's, all Marie could bring herself to do was stand there, trembling. She'd never seen a person die in front of her before. Pete turned to her, the strange man still cradled in his arms. And all he could was, I don't like that last line. All he could think to say, no. All she could bring to do was stand there trembling. She'd never seen a person die before. Pete turned to her, the strange man still cradled in his arms. All he could say was, no.
Sure this isn't a comedy.
It's not. No, stop it, Princess Amelia. This serious, scary story that I'm writing, and it's not gonna be a comedy.
Maybe I'm just weird.
I'm finding it very hard. You know, I once wrote a story that was in the vein.
You writing horror?
Yeah, I'm trying my hand at horror, Lena. And hello, Lena. Hello, welcome to the crew. But you know, so once I wrote a story that was supposed to be a really serious thing about pirates and stuff, right? And my partner was just like, is this a gay comedy? And I was like, no, they just have respect for one another. It's like the captain and it's like his first mate, and they just really respect one another. But she was like, are you sure this isn't...
Breath is the noun. Breathe with an E at the end is the verb.
Oh, where is
Mr.
it?
Whiskers has gone missing.
Yes. I can't help myself, okay?
Look. People on a boat are at least a little gay.
Okay. I have this curse. I try and write serious stuff and it comes out all funny. The other one is his life fell from... Wait, where's the breathe thing? Wait, where's the... Hang on. Oh, unable to breath. Unable to breathe. Tears stream from his eyes. Close to his last... It's here, the old man croaked. It's here. His life fell from his head, rolled to the side. The emergency services were frantically asking questions over the phone, but all Marie could do. Then we could do the bring themselves later. Could do was stand there trembling. Yeah, she'd never seen a person die in front of her before. Pete turned to her. The strange man still cradled in his arms.
Watching over an abandoned boat, so that is why I am able to be here.
Oh, can I just delete these? I'm still at the 1,000 words. Who's coming? He said. There we go. I didn't need the extra stuff.
Also, shouldn't he say who's here?
What? No, because... Oh, yeah. Or maybe I should just go with who. No, who's here? He said. He asked. He said. Yes. And we still finished this. And let's see. Let's zoom out. If you see anything, let me know, okay? Okay, that's how the chapter was originally going to end, but that was rubbish. Okay. Hey, look at that. Look what we accomplished. He mumbled. Ooh.
He
uttered. Ooh. I like it. That should be a capital, right? Yeah. Brilliant. So the chapter of this is Bacon Buddies, but whoa. What do I call this? Untitled document. Should we just name it here? Yeah. Let's just name it here. Okay. Oh my god, it's already 9:30. No! We had so much more to write. Tell you what. We've probably got enough time for me to read through what I've got in my fantasy novel, but I am going to have to upload it very quickly from my laptop. Give me 1 second. Oh! But did I knock? I knocked something, but it's okay. I think everything's fine. I think it's all good. Let's get that in there. Let's get this in here. Whoa. Okay. My avatar was going all sorts of bonkers then. I like how this turned out. I'm excited to find out what happens. I would like to know what happens in this story too, but I'm doing the Stephen King method of I have no idea how this book is gonna end.
So I can't suggest writing horror because it is really hard. Because I learned horror from media with video. So you can make use of that rather than just speaking a spooky atmosphere. I want Melody to make the next Goosebumps.
I knew better than Goosebumps, you know. It didn't have to be children's horror. It can be scary. I'm not a marshmallow. It'll be fine. Right.
Chapter 1. He breathed his last bacon.
Yes. Okay, let's save that there, and I'm just gonna upload this to my drive quickly. Yeah.
Right now the current kids' horror is the Five Nights at Freddy's books.
Oh yeah, we can do better than that. We can. Right. Let's see. New. Let's. Ooh, can I do a file upload? Why doesn't it let me do a file upload? Oh, I'm not connected to the internet, I see. Okay, let's connect. Okay, I'm transferring the text I've got from, oh, there we go. From my work laptop that I've also been using as a writing laptop. Because why not? There's no rules against that. So I'm gonna upload this and I should be able to just pick it open with my desktop. I'm gonna have to change up the music though, because we're not writing cool horror book this time. This is our high fantasy thing. What? Okay, right. So let's. Where are we going?
The series where kids get brutally murdered and their souls used to make more killer robots.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose the kids can handle it. Anyway, what? Let's see. I can't even remember how many words I'm up to in this. Oh wow. Okay, it's actually saying this may take a few moments to open up. I like that. I like when my novel is getting so big that it has to take a hot second to load it up. Okay, let's go to the word count. Display the word count while typing. Woo. Okay, hang on. Let's zoom in. I'm gonna have to move this box. Ah. You seen this? You seen this, chat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Right. Okay, you've seen how many grammatical mistakes I've got in 1,000 words. Imagine what it's like in 15,000. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Also, some of the stories was weird. Because like there was a story where a misogynist man got pregnant and goes through the horrors of pregnancy and then gave birth to spring rap.
Yes. Fantasy music royalty free. Yeah, let's see. Can you hear the music okay, or do I need to turn it up a bit? How's that? Do I need to turn it up a smidge? You let me know. Oh, that's as high as I can get it for some reason.
I think it's fine.
Oh, okay. Are we all comfy? Have we all got our cafes and our teas? Hang on. Well, that was rubbish. I wanted the fable to, and so our story begins. Okay. Chapter 1. Alberath. There are many stories in the world of Alberath. this is just one of them. Or perhaps more. I haven't checked my writer's notebook in a while, which definitely does exist, so don't ask me about it. It's as real as Albarath. Fantasy stories usually start with some colourful exposition about how the worlds they inhabit, eloquent descriptions about how things work, the characters that live there, the social injustices that are to be undone. But who has time for that? Sprout popped the kettle on the stove. The hearth was toasting up some delicious toast, and Jack relaxed back into the wicker chair, reading the Quarterly Albarag. He didn't really care much for the newspaper, especially since they took out the cartoon strips some years ago, but he bought it now regardless, mainly so he could complain about how bad a newspaper it really was before buying the next one and inevitably writing to the editor to bring the comic strips back, then being subsequently disappointed when they weren't. The kettle finished boiling, and Sprout brought it over to May, the third and final hovelmate, who was sitting at the poorly constructed oval wooden table Jack had made that one time he'd gotten super into carpentry. "You reckon it'll rain today, Sprout?" asked May. "Possibly, but who knows?" "What's that, dear reader? You want exposition?" "But I already started the story. Don't you want to hear about the fates of the tea and the toast? It's very enthralling. Friends become enemies, enemies become friends, and at one point, without giving too much away, a certain newspaper may or may not have its page turned." "Ah, fine, you want exposition? You can have exposition. The world of Albarath began when it was raised from the great unending ocean by the mighty Zendius, a being of unimaginable light and power and fire and fish. Shortly after Albarath's creation, however, it disappeared mysteriously without a trace. Many speculated the world had been perfect, but as soon as he decided to make mortals, he realized it was a lost cause and wandered off to do more productive things, like watercolors. Since then, the lands developed into trees and mountains and sky islands and dragons and kangaroos and toothpicks and magic and traffic wardens and soap. Well, to cut a long story short, stuff, essentially. One of these stuff things was a race called man. There were in reality 6.5 other genders in Albarath other than man that make up the race of man. But on the day of the vote, the men, that is to say the gender, not the race, on the Albrothian, what shall we call our race council, set the others 5.5 gendered council members' clocks back by 2 hours, resulting in them sleeping in and missing the vote. In the men's own words, they said they'd won the race. Although this is disputed, and many of the other genders are still peeved at the way the events unfolded, and quite rightly so. In the end, all 6.5 genders unanimously agreed that council meetings are just a bloody waste of time, really. So anyway, this toast...
was what human was. Gender was women and women.
Ah! So anyway, this toast that Sprout was making, it was perfect, like the best toast you've ever seen. You know when you were a child and things just smelled and took better? Imagine that like times 1,000. The entire hovel almost smelled like a bakery just opening. Sprout began being a changeling, morphed her fingers into long telescopic tweezers to pinch the toast gently and deftly flip over the searing bready yeasty goodness. On another note, yeasty is actually a word, who knew? What's that, dear reader? I haven't finished talking about the world, and I've thrown in the fact that...
English.
and I've thrown in the fact that dragons and magic and changelings and fish exist without any explanation. You think that pretending to have a conversation with my reader is unimaginative and trite? Please stop doing this and get on with the story. You're still doing it. You're still asking questions, as if I'm in the room with you, when you're well aware that I'm not. You're doing that thing that you do when...
You have majoratorial energy.
With children, when you pretend a puppet or a toy is whispering in your ear and repeating everything back to you to imply that the object is in fact talking to you. For goodness sake, just stop and continue the story. Okay. So changelings. Not much is known about them. One day they simply appeared on the shores of this toast, right? Perhaps I've not explained properly just how nice it was. You'd be interested if I explained it properly. Plus, now, not only was one side perfectly browned, but now the other side was as well. It was shaping up to be quite the morning. Sprout once again extended her fingers, like a precise cooking implement, pinched the pieces of toast and lassoed them onto the table, like a not-so-precise cooking implement. One perfect slice landing on each of the 3 plates. "Toast's done," Sprout called out. Jack looked up from the newspaper and savoured the delectable aroma of the freshly prepared heated bread. With that, he adjusted his peg leg, jumped up and walked over to the table. The leg, incidentally, had also been made during his days of carpentry dabbling, as had the injury that led to the necessity of the leg. He sat at the table and Sprout sort of slithered into place on her seat. The three were assembled and took a moment to admire the brilliance, no, the majesty of the toast that they were about to consume. Jack and Sprout picked up their pieces, bringing it closer to their mouths, and Jack could feel the saliva pooling at the back of his mouth, as would Sprout if changelings had saliva. The medical consensus is still out on that. They were about to bite down when suddenly, and without warning, May grabbed the table. Wait! Sprout and Jack were frozen in place, mouths agape, as the anticipation grew. May then began pouring the contents into everyone's mugs. Can't have toast without tea. May now joined them, picking up their piece of toast, and with that they put the toasts into their mouths, and Chapter 2, Life After Toast. It was now mid-morning, and the trio squashed into their two-little-person cart, trundled towards the town of Little Upper Beckfoot upon Avonshire, formerly known as Pitts. The cart was drawn by Penelope. Not Penelope, Penelope. I want to drive my readers insane. Anyway, an old Shire horse they picked up for a steal, a used horse stealer. She tended to overheat, steering wasn't too good, and she had a hard time handling corners, but other than that, she was a very good horse. Look at this, May, Jack cried, flapping the news. Oh, there should be a little comma in there. And there should be a little exclamation mark there. Jack cried, flapping the newspaper in her face. Here we are working our backsides off while dragons, while, that should be, thank you. While dragons make millions off the rock market for doing nout. May grabbed the newspaper and rolled it into a bowl and threw it off the cart. You're supposed to be driving. Me paper! Jack, who indeed was holding the reins, turned 180 to watch his newspaper happily bounce away to freedom behind the cart, then still not looking at the road. Then still not looking at the road, turned to May upset. What'd you do that for? You're not supposed to read and drive. We could hit someone, May exclaimed. Jack reluctantly looked back at the road, taking one hand off the reins as he motioned ahead of him. There's too many roads in that sentence. Sorry. I'm breaking up the flow. Ahead of him. There's no one even there. And besides, he turned again to the girls. If we're gonna crash, Sprout would stop it. How? May asked. She's a shapeshifter. She'd turn into an anchor or something. Right, Sprout? Sure would, Sprout chimed with a thumbs up. So then we would crash and get whiplash. Brilliant. May let out a sigh of exasperation. The cart turned off to the side road that led to Jack and May's workplace, General Mills, General Mill. May sat with her arms crossed for a minute or two, then spoke up again. It's not even about that. Our car insurance is through the roof as it is. 74 pieces of silver is an entire month's wage. Well, Jack snorted, I don't see the point in car insurance myself. I'm a safe driver. It doesn't matter if you see the point in it or not. If we hit a person with a solid gold car, or worse, skyway carriage, we'd have to pay for damages. And that's a lot more than 74 pieces of silver, I can tell you. Why do people have to get solid gold cars? They're just things to get you from A to B. Like, you want to show off how much money you have, and then force everyone else to pay money in insurance in case you hit them in your stupid expensive cars. Screams cheap to me, really. Jack scratched his head. His stubble, sorry. He was hoping for a beard to come in, but he hadn't had much luck. To be honest, the whole thing's a scam. No sooner Jack finished his statement, a cloud of bluish smoke exploded on the road next to him, spooking Penelope. The gang turned to see a man bedazzled in moons and starry robes emerge instantly from the smoke plume, riding a broomstick, and crash into their cart with a shattering thud. The whole thing happened quickly and slowly at the same time. Broomstick accidents aren't so uncommon that it faced the trio, but there was an awkward moment of silence as the man looked up in horror through his goggles at the cracked cart. Realizing his broom was firmly lodged into the side of the cart, he pulled his goggles off and then stared up at the trio, who in return stared back. After a moment and a long creaking sound, the body of the cart crashed to the ground. The broom snapped and the wheel popped off its axle and then began rolling back down the road they came from, presumably to be reunited with the newspaper. After another moment, Jack broke the silence. You got car insurance? The man gritted his teeth apologetically and shook his head. It's a broom, the wizard sheepishly replied. You sure you're gonna be okay, Sprout? Sure will, Sprout replied as the newly formed cartwheel. Solid objects were easy for Sprout. She wasn't too good at shapeshifting into more complex things, such as liquids and gases. But a wheel was easy enough. The wizard looked at his broken broom, mumbling, ashamed of himself. Hey wizard, you need a ride? Jack asked. The wizard looked up surprised. I suppose so. He looked at Sprout, the wheel. If that's all right, changeling. Sprout's face appeared on the wheel. Yeah, Sprout beamed. I can handle it. The wizard climbed into the cart and put his snapped broom on his lap. The cart set off once more. They were getting close to General Mill's General Mill. It was just around the next few hills. So what's your name, Mr. Wizard? Jack asked. Oh, me? The wizard paused for a moment. Zap, he replied. Zap the wizard, May smirked. The wizard rolled his eyes. My parents attempted humour, I suppose, he mumbled to himself. What were their names then? Bang and Wallop? The group laughed to themselves a little before the wizard reluctantly responded. Yes, actually. The gang burst out laughing again. Zap, not a real name. Sprout, the cartwheel giggled. That's funny. The wizard began to warm up to them. Yeah, I guess it is a funny name, Zap replied. What was all that smoke business about? May interjected, waving her hands. Hang on. Where interjected, waving her hands. Her hand. The wizard looked frightened for a moment. Oh, a pointing spell gone wrong. I'm a bit of an inventor, see? I was trying to improve broom design. Jack turned to him. An inventor, huh? I'm something of an inventor myself. He tapped his wooden leg and nodded to Zap. Zap just sort of nodded back. He wasn't quite sure what Jack was exactly Jack implying. That's not English. What Jack was exactly implying, but didn't want to be rude. I think I could fix that, you know, Zap said. Jack was intrigued. My leg? Really? Wizards can do that? The wizard looked at the peg leg, working something out. I mean, I don't know if I can grow the leg back, but I could enchant the wood. Least I could do for crashing into you guys. It'd take me a while, though. I guess you could say I'm not local. That's all right. You can stay with us. Sprout, Jack asked. Yup, Sprout chimed. When we get back to the mill, you go get the cart fixed. While we take this guy back, then take this guy back to the hovel. Sure can, Sprout sang. The wizard looked incredulous, then whispered to May. I'm sorry, but you seem like the only one here who's not mad. You're just going to let a stranger have complete access to your house. May looked back in a very matter-of-fact manner. What exactly Jack was implying? Thank you. There we go. What's exactly Jack was implying, but didn't want to be rude. First off, yes, these two are completely bonkers. And second, you're not going to be on your own. Sprout will be with you, and if you try anything, she'll kill you in a heartbeat. The wizard glanced down, and the cheerful wheel. Sprout dizzy, ha ha! The Sprout with the cartwheel giggled. The mill was just around the next hill. The wizard had now come to terms. I'm going to put in a now there. Had now come to terms with the fact that he may or may not be in the process of being kidnapped. And at this exact moment in time, there should be a comma in there. Before asking timidly, are you going to be able to afford the repairs in the car? Jack shook his head. No, but there's always work at the mill. We're safe as houses. Safe as houses. Chapter 3, the mill burned down. The mill had burned down. Question. Do you want me to continue reading or would you like me to jump ahead in the story? I don't mind reading it onwards and, you know, like, if it'll give you more of a feel for what's happening. I think we've got about, like, I think it should work out, like, we should be able to get most of the... I can give you like brief skims about what's happened in their...
I'm happy either way.
Okay. You are happy either way. Anyway.
Let's keep going.
Okay. The mill had burned down. Well, damn, Jack exclaimed. Mac looked confused. They're not usually look like that. Well, no, not really. It's usually a little less burned down than this. Others workers who had recently arrived were standing around mumbling to themselves. There was some talk that might be the work of a changeling, but that was the usual explanation to anything that went wrong in the town of Little Upper Beckfoot upon Avalanche, formerly known as Pitt. So Sprout didn't take it personally. She spat a bit of straw from her mouth, and she picked up on her journey as a wheel. As the bell rang out from across the square, across from them was the man himself, General Mill. "Colleagues, my dear colleagues, don't panic," General Mill announced. The crowd naturally began to panic. "What's going on, General? How did this happen? What's going to happen with our jobs? Is this Little Upper Beckfoot upon Avalanche, formerly known as Pitt, or Little Lower Beckfoot upon Avalanche, formerly known as Boar? I might be lost. What about my children? You don't have any children, Joe? Right. And if I want some now, I don't have any income, Jim." That should be a... General Mill waved his hands to try and calm down his workers to no effect. His androgynous changeling servant turned to the General. "Master Mill, shall I?" General Mill began biting his nails. "Oh, I suppose you'll have to, Willow," he mumbled. Willow jumped into the air and spun into a horn with wings and let out a thunderous blast that quelled the cacophony. Sprout grinned. "Wish I could do that," she thought to herself. Now the crowd had settled down. Willow promptly spun back into their humanoid form, landing on the ground with a graceful, soft thud. Graceful, comma. Graceful, soft thud as her master spoke. "My friends, I know this is a horrid shock. We don't know how this happened, but please return to your homes for now. What about our pay?" A loud shout came from the crowd. To mumbling agreement, the crowd threatened to crescendo into a rabble again. The General spoke quickly to assuage their fears. "You will receive your pay for today, but there's nothing more I can do. He took a moment to gather himself. "For the foreseeable future, I'm afraid you must find work elsewhere. Please line up, and Willow here will give you each the money you are owed." The crowd began to grumble, but slowly they complied. Money was money after all. The trio of four sat eating fish and chips, bought with what little of was left of their severance money. After the cart repairs, it would be another hour until the cart was fixed. Jack had offered his services to the cart maker, stating that he had experience with carpentry, but the short of his leg inevitably came up, and employing him was quickly decided against. "What are we gonna do?" May said, finally, after what felt like an eternity of silence. "Go home, probably," Sprout innocently replied. "No, I mean money, Sprout. General Mill was the only place for miles. We could even make a barely living wage, and now with all the layoffs, the job market's gonna be flooded. We'll never find jobs." "We could move," Jack suggested. "With what money, Jack? Even if we wanted to, we're flat broke," May exclaimed. The four sat there, eating chips, working out the next move. Jack perked up. "Oh, I know, we could go on a quest." "Yay, quest! Sprout joined in and clapped her hands. "A quest for what?" May retorted. "A quest for money," Jack replied. May's eye began to twitch. "And where will we get this money?" "By going on the quest." Sprout clapped her again and beamed at Jack, impressed by his flawless reasoning. May just squeezed the bridge of her nose and then looked at Zap. "New guy, do you see what I have to put up with?" May asked. Zap chomped down on his chips, looked at the other two, then back at May, then back at the other two, then spoke. "That's such a crazy idea. And I might know of a quest, actually." He shoved another chip in his mouth. "What quest, Wizzy? Tell Sprout! Tell Sprout!" Sprout began chanting. Zap held up his finger while gulping down a chip, then asked, "Well, who has money?" "Rich people," Jack replied. "Right, and where do they keep their money?" He finished the chip and grabbed another. "In their mega hovels," Sprout cried excitedly. "Right, so we could go on a quest in one of those mega hovels and grab some money." Jack and Sprout smiled open-mouthed at each other. May quickly interjected, "That's not a quest, that's just breaking into someone's house and stealing their money." Sprout and Jack let out a collective "Mwah." Zap waved his hand and began choking on the chip he was eating. No, you misunderstand me. This person, they're a wizard like me. They won't miss the money. They have a way of making all the money they want, just like that." Zap clicked his fingers, or clicked them as best he could, with the chip grease all over them. "Honestly, it's a victimless crime. Well, I mean, apart from the victim." Jack looked at May. May looked at Jack. They both looked at Zap, and Zap looked at Jack. Then May and Sprout saw May, and Sprout saw a bee, and it made her happy. and Jack held the chip aloft. To the quest! The rest of them joined them with their own chips. To the quest, they cried in unison, apart from Sprout, who sort of said a close approximation as she had lost interest a few minutes ago, but didn't want to feel left out. Chapter 4. Planning for the quest. Once they'd returned to the hovel, Sprout got to work making more toast. It was her speciality after all. Zap explained the layout of the hovel they'd be ransacking and how to get in. Okay, one problem, May said. Zap was taken out of his train of thought. This hovel's in a loft, the Sky Island. How in the world are we going to get there? You couldn't use that porting magic thing you used before, could you? Zap shook his head. No, like I said, that was an experiment. I shouldn't have ended up down here. I've no idea what went wrong. We'll have to figure out another way of getting up there. Getting up there? Getting up there. I'm turning into an old English-speaking person. Is the music getting a bit loud? I could turn it down a tad. Just let me know. Sprout, good at jumping, Sprout suggested. Sprout, it's 50 miles in the air. Unless you figure out animal transformations, I think the only way we're getting up there is sky carriage, May said supportively. Sky carriages don't come cheap. With the amount of magic it burns through. Last time I even heard of someone riding it was that wizard who came up with that book idea while riding it, about the wizard from a middle-class family that gets a lot of money and becomes the chosen one. Real relatable, that one, Jack replied. Anyway, isn't that just like a wizard? Talking about one of the most powerful beings as if they're oppressed, May smirked. Zap at that moment was quite aware of his whiz privilege, so he quickly moved on. Anyway, I think I have a way of getting up there. The others dropped the socio-political commentary for a hot second and listened intently. My broom. If I could get fixed, I could fly up there. I'll need a carpenter, though. A slow smile spread across Jack's face. A carpenter, you say? Jack got up and grabbed the broom off the table and sprinted out of the room. May began calling and chasing after him as panicked. No, Jack, no, not again! She cried after him. Detective Stone stood over the smouldering rubble, his squat, large troll body casting a large square shadow over the remains of General Mills' General Mill. What do you reckon, Mr. Stone? Nimoy, the wiry, pointy she-elf, asked enthusiastically, looking up from her ink-stained notepad and tipping her hat up. Detective Stone stood still with his hands shoved in his long trench coat, his eyes fixed on the rubble. Mill, burned down, he murmured before flashing a glance at Nimoy. Nimoy just gazed back at him before exclaiming, Brilliant as always, sir, of course, of course. Nimoy began scribbling furiously in her notebook. Detective Stone. Detective Scone. I might rename him Detective Scone. I like that. A big troll guy named Detective Scone. Anyway. Of course, Nimoy began scribbling. Stone squinted disapprovingly and put his hand on the notebook. Nimoy stopped scribbling. Okay, Nimoy, no finished. Mill burned down, but fire not normal, Stone grumbled. Not normal? What do you mean, sir? Nimoy asked, as she tilted her head back. Stone took a knee and grabbed some charcoal, crumbling it in his hand. Burn too quick. Use of accelerant. He reached into his trench coat and pulled out a small vial. Nimoy crouched down with him too. Wait, so it wasn't an accident, sir? No, like me said, burned too fast. V-pad not consistent with accidental fire. Delicately, he popped the cork off a vial with his stubby thumb talon and crumbled some of the charcoal substance into the tube, then gargled and spit into the tube. Nimoy tried to hold back her excitement. It was always a delight to see Stone work his magic, sometimes literally, but trolls don't tend to use it out of principle. He began swirling the vial and the charcoal broke down. Nimoy broke her silence. So what you're saying is, it was one of the villagers. Oh, or it could be a changing, you know what they're like. Or Stone held up his hand to get Nimoy to stop. No villager, no changeling, he glared underneath the brim of his hat. Nimoy once more. He held up the vial. It gave off an eerie orange glow. He tapped on the glass. Me no accelerant. Seen before. Ethyl carbotracanol. He rose and gazed skyward. This done by dragon. So, what do you think? Jack asked, folding his arms in satisfaction. May and Zap blankly stared at the monstrosity that Jack had created. It resembled a boat of sorts, but it looked more like an oversized wooden teacup lazily stuck to a broom, covered in jutting out nails. The finishing touch, of what may have been a door fell off its loosely attached hinges to the ground with a shattering thud. "Sprout, love it! Jack genius!" Sprout exclaimed. Her hair leaves bristled with joy. May began inspecting it cautiously and turned to Jack. "I have a question," she asked. "Where did you get the wood to make this?" "From the cart, of course. Even got some left over after I dismantled it." A small blood vessel popped in the back of May's head. "I beg your pardon?" "From the cart," Jack replied more loudly, assuming that May hadn't heard him. May paced round the boat, letting her hand glide on top of it. "You wouldn't happen to mean her eye twitched. "The cart we spent the last of our money fixing." May easily ripped off a piece of the flimsy constructed boat and hurled it at Jack's head. "Hey, what was I supposed to do? Wood is expensive. That stuff don't grow on trees." "Yes, it does, you moron!" With that, May broke off another bit of boat and threw it at him. "Ah, stop breaking me boat!" Jack dodged debris and rushed to protect his baby. "Look, it don't look like much, sure, but I swear it'll work once we get to a loft and rob that guy. I mean, do the quest. We'll be able to buy..." Jack thought for a moment, doing some mental arithmetic. "At least 50 carts. Zap, who had been quietly observing the whole time, finally spoke up. "Actually, this might work." Zap scratched his goatee and thought for a moment. "I mean, the wood of my broom is enchanted, and I mean, you've heard of the broom thought experiment before, right?" May clearly had, but the others gazed back blankly as if both thought and experiment were novel concepts. "If you change the handle or the head of a broom, someone say it's the same broom. So, I mean, in theory, maybe, but that boat..." It pained May to even give Jack the satisfaction of calling it that. "Isn't part of the handle. This is you just nailed it on. I thought..." Oh, hang on, let me get that. Oh no, that's right. "I thought enchanted wood had to be in one piece." Zap looked at May in astonishment. "How do you know about enchantments?" he asked. May blushed slightly. "Oh, you know, I read a lot." She pushed her glasses up her nose and looked down at the ground. Zap smiled at her. He couldn't believe a Blowlander knew so much about wizard culture. "Well, yeah, you're right. The wood has to be in one piece, but you're talking to a wizard here." Zap rolled up his sleeves and placed his hands on the ship. "Vivere rurosi lingo amara polypus vivet." The blue smoke surrounded the boat, The gang watched in awe as small leaves began growing out of the wood. It grew and stretched, closing the gaps, fusing and melding. The broom extended and curved into a mighty keel, whilst the broom head migrated towards the back into a rudder position. Once the transformation was complete, the boat didn't look that bad, apart from the odd leaf here and there. "See?" stated Zap. "Nothing to it." No sooner had he finished the sentence, the wood began to grow again. This time long branches extended from the base, stretching and elongating. "Oh, no, not again." May couldn't take much more of this. "What do you mean, not again? What's happening?" she squealed. The boat began thrashing its new base branches and scooped up Jack and wrapped him up like a snake. "This always happens. Sometimes I get the words wrong. That's why I'm an inventor." Zap dodged as one of the ship's branches swooped at him angrily. "What's wrong with it? Out with it!" May was desperately trying to free Jack from the ship's grip. "It's gone a bit octopus is all." Zap was frantically trying different D-spells to try and reverse the ship's monstrous transformation. "What do you mean a bit octopus?" May cried as Sprout joined her in trying to get Jack free. "Look, polymus and polypus are very similar words, okay? I was never good at Latin in school." "Then why not just use English for your spells, you wizardy numpty?" "Well, where's the showmanship in that?" Zap replied. Jack was beginning to pass out from the ever more constricting hold of the ship. Sprout quickly opened her mouth, and her teeth became sharp fangs. She chomped down on the branch. The branch lost its magic and relinquished its grip on Jack as it fell to the ground, becoming nothing more than an ordinary branch. Sprout proceeded to mimic the boat by extending her arms into tentacles too, and let out a mighty growl as at the ship as she made herself large as possible. The ship began to whimper, somehow like an injured dog, and promptly retracted its tentacles. Its limbs shrank and became ornate, engraved swirls on its side. "Bad boat," Sprout declared as she quickly morphed back into her usual shape and gave the boat a light slap. She turned and smiled to the others, who were still in a state of shock from Sprout's own monstrous transformation, while Sprout was just sort of unfazed by the whole thing, as per usual. "We setting off then?" she asked. The others simply nodded in a petrified silence. Chapter 5. Flight. Detective Stone. Hang on, coffee break. Ah, yum 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 yum. Oh God, we've only got 2 minutes until 10 o'clock. This might have to be the final chapter. I'm sorry, there's so much more of this story I want to tell you. There's so much stuff, so many shenanigans they're gonna get up to. We'll have to save it for the next stream. But yes, this will have to be the last chapter. And then we'll do some unusual memes, as always. Chapter 5, Flights. Detective Stone and Nimoy were sitting across from each other at a large wooden desk, the moonlight fluttering in through the office's Venetian blinds. I would like to point out at this point, I've already said that Venice and Australia possibly exist because of the existence of Venetian blinds and kangaroos. But hey, anyway, Nimoy sipped her coffee and proceeded to drown a biscuit to the point of absolute mushification, which is sadly not a word, apparently, but very fun to say. As Stone looked pensively at the newspaper cuttings on his desk, Nimoy broke the silence. Any clues, Mr. Stone? Nimoy sipped her coffee. Stone just looked at the newspaper clippings again, then responding without breaking his fixated gaze. Yes. 5 across. Type of inspiration. The warm's darkest night. Useless. He crumpled the crossword and threw it in the fire. Anyways, distraction to case. We need to find dragons. Investigate further. Stone gestured to the window. Nimoy grabbed another biscuit and began the drowning process again. Look, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt this riveting interaction between Nimoy and Stone, but I've only just now realized... okay, this is actually one thing I need to do. So I've decided, rather than doing like apostrophes at the bottom like Terry Pratchett would, my italicized sections are going to be like author notes or author interruptions, if that makes sense. So you've got like the normal narration, and then you've got author interruptions as two different things. Okay. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt this riveting interaction between Nimoy and Stone, but I've only just now realised I never described what Sprout made Jack and Zap even look like. I should imagine you have a pretty good idea of what Nimoy and Stone's visages, but not the main characters. Well, damn. I mean, I could give you detailed descriptions, but I'm certain you already have clear ideas of how you think they look, and I feel very bad taking that away from you. Tell you what, whatever you think the main gang looks like, you're right. And that's what they look like, and I'm sure this decision will never come back to haunt me. Anyway, where were we? Must go to a loft. Case will run cold here. Ask questions, get leads, Stone grumbled. Never been to a loft, Nimoy said through a mouthful of soggy biscuit. What's it like? Nice place, bad people. Stone glared at the fire stoically and uttered one word. Wizards. Nimoy nodded her head, not quite understanding, swallowing the last biscuit. So how are we going to get there? The fine boat, the float, had gone off to a bumpy start, what with the air not being its natural habitat after all. After some adjustments and encouragement, it was on its way, and everything was perfect, or so it seemed. The night air whipping gently at their faces, and little did Zap, Jack, and May, and Sprout know that their journey to a loft would be completely uneventful. No, really, as events go in this story, this is probably the most boring. I mean, Sprout ate a bird whole. It just flew right in her mouth, down in one. That was pretty interesting. But aside from that, it was just a normal journey. Or as normal a journey on a flying octopus boat can be. Nimoy stowed her luggage in an overhead compartment. A plucky wizard popped his head into the carriage compartment. Could I interest you folks in some refreshments before we depart? Do you have refreshments? Nimoy asked. No, but it's always polite to ask, isn't it? Detective Stone's resentment was building. Could do you some biscuits, though, the wizard chimed. No refreshments, Stone grumbled. Nimoy looked disappointed, but reluctantly shook her head, rejecting the offer too, as she plunked herself down on the worn leather seat. You sure? It's complimentary. No wizard, no food before flight. Causes air belly. Pressure differential. Detective Stone was beginning to reach his limit. Well, alright, I'll get you on your way then. The wizard looked optimistically at Stone, hoping for some acknowledgement. Stone just sort of sat there with his arms crossed, seething. The wizard tipped his hat and then hopped out of the carriage and closed the door. It made a metallic clang, then clicked and clacked. as the locking mechanism engaged. He made his way to the front of the vehicle and unsheathed his telescopic wand from its leather holster and extended it at full length. He then placed it in the ignition and twisted. A destination board with a loft printed on it flicked into place on the glass box in front of the carriage, and strips of light raced along its side. That should be... I'll go back and change that. It was as if someone had breathed life into it. The wizard then signalled with 3-1 flares to indicate takeoff. This is exciting, Mr. Stone. How did you even get a carriageway ticket? Don't they cost a fortune? Favour from client, long time ago. Magic. Stone almost spat out the last word. He emanated discomfort. No sooner did he finish his thought than the carriage began shaking and rattling and rocking. A high-pitched whine could be heard, like a motor approaching maximum speed. Nimoy clenched his armrest, and to her surprise, Stone uncrossed his arms and embraced himself too. Is this normal, Mr. Stone? No, something wrong. Noise got louder. The shaking got more violent. It seemed as if the whole thing was about to explode. Then everything went silent. The wizard knocked on the glass and indicated for Stone to roll down the window. He complied. Sorry about that, I had the dang brake on. It's off now, though. Stone exploded with rage and lunged at the wizard with both hands, intent on strangling the man. The wizard took a split second to respond to save his hide. Off you go, then! And then with a swish of his wand, the detective and his partner were swept high into the air at great speed by the sky carriage. Stone's hat floated down and landed into the wizard's hand. He switched it with his own and admired himself in one of the glass panels of the station. Not bad, he thought. Detective conductor. Okay. This isn't very long. This is more of a cliffhanger. I think I'd like to leave it on. Sorry, I know I said that before, but we're only 5 past. We're only at 5 past. Chapter ? All is revealed. Someone had to stop her. The words came out of May's mouth, but somehow Jack still couldn't quite believe they were. After a moment, he cleared his throat. You killed her, May. I didn't mean to. You have to believe me. Things got out of hand, and I... Her hands were trembling and clasped around the firearm. There was another moment of... moment of silence. Chapter Nani? You gonna use that on me? Jack began to move closer to her. Please, Jack, I'm scared. Don't come any closer. You're scared? I'm not the one with the gun. How could you do this? We've known Sprout our entire lives. I know, but you don't understand. She was a changeling, and changelings you just can't trust, because changelings are not like us. Jack was aghast, bewildered, and miserable all at the same time. Exasperatedly, all he could say was, what the hell was that? Something we say at the weekly meetings? It doesn't sound as silly when we're all saying it. Look, that doesn't matter. It was fine when we were pretending that she was like other people, Jack. But then she began talking about making changes in Alberath. May began waving the gun. The things she was saying, Jack, oh, you couldn't even imagine. Changelings everywhere. In our schools, as doctors, politicians, traffic wardens. She began pacing, almost as if she was trying to convince herself that was the kind of world she wanted, Jack. I know they're not all dangerous, but we can't let that happen. All it would take was just one to freak out. We can't let that happen. They're dangerous. Jack glanced at the gun. May's expression changed from wonder to anger. Look, that's not the point. That's not the... Changelings are... She returned, pointing the gun at Jack this time with resolve. May was awoken to the sight of Jack's face, with a little shaking. All right, May. Looked like you were having some kind of nightmare. May looked about and got her bearings. She was in the ship, floating haphazardly upward. They must have set off hours ago, but she had no recollection of it. And there was Sprout, alive and well, lapping up the passing wind like a chihuahua. She then checked her hand. No gun. It was all a dream, but it had been all surreal. Sprout noticed her, staring at her. Hi, May, we're flying. Sprout beamed. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? May said cautiously. Sure is, Sprout replied. The ship had been flying for quite a while, although the words fly and ship are both doing a bit of legwork there. They were about 10 miles up. The town of Little Upper Beckfoot upon Avonshire, formerly known as Pitt, was now nothing more than a smudge on the larger impressionist painting that was Alberath. Everyone look! Zap cried.
So this isn't the horror story.
The clouds around them thinned and a gargantuan silhouette shimmered brilliantly into existence. Towers and gears interlocking, reconfiguring and shifting. The faint sight and hiss of steam billowing seamlessly into the clouds. Aloft, said Zap. Aloft, said May. Aloft, said Jack. Boat, cried Sprout. And that's where we're gonna leave it. I'm sorry, there is a ton more still to go. There's, oh my goodness, is there stuff. But, we will have to leave it for next time. Young changelings. What do you think so far? I'm pretty sure a lot of this is just what I had last time. I think I shared it once before. But, thoughts? Do you like it? But, I'll take it. I'll take it, baby. But,
It's definitely entertaining.
Yay. That's what I aim for.
It is.
Ah. Well, I'm happy. I do, like I said, there are bits that it's hard to show you, but it's kind of can I zoom out? So yeah, like this is all new stuff that's been added. I have some like patches of blankness that still needs to be filled in. And so chapters here and there, because I've got ideas of where things should be in the book, and I'm kind of like putting it together like a big woolly blanket. But also charging through from the beginning. So hopefully the patches link up by the time I reach them. But yeah, you can see there's still quite a lot of material, and I've got like a running mystery throughout. I've got like there's a nice solid like B plot with Nemoy and Stone that I'm going to love. And also Nemoy, I've decided her character flaw is that she just eats a lot. She doesn't gain weight from it. She inexplicably just finds food where she is. First it was the biscuits. Oh, she's gonna be munching on stuff that she finds in the wizarding world. But yeah, it's all good. Oh, there is one. Actually, hang on. Sorry. There's one section I would like to read to you, and it's when they go to the market district. It's one of the most recent parts. Let me see if I can just find it quickly. No, it should be around page 100, I think. No, not that bit. That's the God of Dreams. Spoilers. Oh my god, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Why did I leave so many blank pages in between? I mean, the idea was that I can zoom out on Microsoft Word and then like I can see how complete it is. No, it's not that bad. No, that's porting spell Muck 2. That's another flashback. Sort of. Here we go. I just want to read you the beginning bit of the Aloft Market. See if you can detect the very subtle subtext that I'm laying down. Aloft Market. May and Zap made their way through the market district, taking in the sights and sounds of the strange wizard city. It seemed like everywhere you looked there was something to capture the imagination. Two wizards arguing over where something should be levitated, all manner of small strange animals flittering to and fro. May turned to Zap. "What's that?" She motioned to a large building with an enormous sign, Rock Market Mutual. It's a sort of bank. See, different gemstones and metals are essential to magic. It means they all have a value and can be exchanged for each other in differing amounts. A bank, huh? She was distracted as more strange creatures came running out of a nearby alleyway. So who works at the wizard bank then, huh? Goblins? Whoa! What? Zap, I was so aghast at what May had just uttered. He stopped dead in his tracks. Oh, I just thought, because of how goblins are. What are you talking about how goblins are? Who sees goblins and automatically thinks money hoarder? Is that what they teach you in the Blowlands? Oh, okay, you're one to talk, wizard. Aren't you guys all bigoted towards changelings? Well, no, actually not all wizards. I'm not. My dad was a changeling. Zap gathered himself. Goblins may. After the Mass County wars and everything they've been through, you would have to be some real cruddy person to assume a bank must be run by goblins like a real piece of human rubbish. May looked at her feet as they continued their journey in shame. After a few moments, she broke the silence. Well, who does work there then? Gremlins, mainly. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have a beef to grind within my narrative. Don't even worry about it. There may be another section where I quote people that think that Philosopher's Stone, a tool made by alchemists to turn lead into gold, lets you live forever, and how dumb that is. It's a stone that turns lead into gold. Alchemy is the science of turning one thing into another. It's not... It turns lead into gold. That's what it's for. But again, there's no beef. There's no beef with another author. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyway. Should we do some unusual memes? Okay. Let's do the unusual memes, as we always do. You are new to the channel, Happy. So we always end our streams with unusual memes. The unusual memes comes at the ends of the streams. And usually they're quite good. They're quite wholesome. Usually. Sometimes it's a bit hit and miss, but usually we have a lot of fun with them. And it's a nice way to end it. But welcome, Happy. I'm so glad that you have joined this insane family. There we go. And Sprout will sing a song later in the book. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll get that moment. I promise. You'll get the moment, and you'll and it'll be good.
I can talk to you.
Ready?
So far. These are pretty mid. They're not on Riz, on fleek. They're not Riz, they're mid. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, I've had that happen to me before. Oh my goodness. So that's the explanation to the old saying, don't bring champagne on a horse ride. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. Chicken, soup. Whoa! I mean, if you put in a basketball hoop in a shop, you're just asking for trouble. That's their own fault. They shouldn't have done that.
Skywalker's under attack. Quick, send in the Millennium Falcon.
I'm sorry, I gotta watch that one again. Wait.
Quick, send in the Millennium Falcon.
There's so many questions.
Где кот?
I don't understand anything what just happened.
Donc Coco va venir me chercher, cousin, il met trop de temps.
Mon cul?
Bombarde la prochaine fois, espèce de con.
Oh, he's mon cul. Clearly a Tesla fan. The guy, not the car. Because Tesla famously, you know, his monk was a pigeon.
You fucking flirt like across the road.
Yes, you're in trouble.
Hello.
Whoa!
Hate this thing. It's very creepy. Stop. Like this thing just running at you at night is freaky. Don't I?
Aww. 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 So cute. Whoa. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be a win.
We have to fix this one. But the rest held. And we decided to do. Oh my God.
The rest did not hold. No, that's gonna go right into the TV. It's gonna go right into the TV. No, no, no. Oh, okay. No, that's much worse, actually. You see, Happy, the memes are a reward for doing nothing. It wouldn't be a Melly stream without them. You can find their channel and usual memes. They also, we do like them. We had a little bit of issues for a while. Because it's like, well, are the original memes being credited? Good news. Unusual Memes is one of the rare channels that actually credits all the sources of the memes. It was very nice. It did disappear for a while there, probably because they weren't doing that. But now they do, so it's all good.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh.
No!
Oh.
No! Smash. Oh, by the way, my car was smashed into. Sorry, I didn't mention that. No, it happened last Thursday. I don't have a car. I should have mentioned that at some point in the stream. I'm actually pretty shooken up by it, but also pleasantly happy with how this stream went. So I got a bit distracted with the writing. Sorry, this is a hell of a time to bring that up. Yeah, I don't have a car. I'm working it out through insurance, so I'll keep you posted. Check my Twitter for updates.
Let me get a beer.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack.
This is Melly when she's supposed to tell her audience that something tragic has happened in her life, but people are enjoying the writing stream. Right here. Head empty. Smooth brain.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack at this bottle.
Yeah. Actually, very quickly, it was awful. It was an awful day, really. First thing, I was woken up at like 3 o'clock with like lights coming in through the window and they were banging on the door and stuff. And so I was like, oh, what's going on? I don't understand. So when I read it, I was like, what does it mean when something's banging on your door at 3 o'clock in the morning? And Reddit was like, I don't know, ghosts. I was like, shut up, Reddit. Stop it. You're not helping. Turns out if there's someone at your door, so knocking at 3 o'clock in the morning and your door is secured, what you do is you ask who's there. Because if it's a burglar, they get spooked. And if it's not, they'll tell you who it is. So I confidently went up to the door and said, who's there? And it was the police. I came out. There was massive car crash. The guy had smashed into my car, which smashed into the car behind, which smashed into the car behind, which smashed into the car behind, that smashed into the car behind. Like, it was a massive 6-car pileup. That was a news story and everything. Yeah. Princess Amelia, if you go on BBC and I think it's like Nightmare Crash in Queensbury, you'll see my car smushed like a pancake. This is what we're, a little self-docs there, but I don't care at this point. I don't care who knows that my car got smashed in an accident. but it was fine because it's like, oh, you know what? Since the crash last year, which was only about a year ago, I know how to ride the bus. I've ridden the bus before. I know what I'm doing. I've got my bus pass still. Loaded up my bus pass, hopped on the bus, went to the Bradford interchange. The bus station's gone. The city's bus station is gone. Apparently, it's sunk into the ground. So that was the second. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Okay, my car's gone and the bus station is gone, but that's okay. It was Thursday. I'll go play some Digimon. I went to Geek Retreat, and it's like Geek Retreat shutting down. Oh!
Knock. Who's there? The police. Is this a joke? It's not funny.
So now Geeker Tree is gone as well. It's like everything's got Thanos snapped half the stuff I do on a daily basis. But it's okay because I got him alright, and I got you guys, and I got my memes, which is what we're gonna watch right now. Anyway, you're all up to date now. I'm just gonna hide down here watching these memes.
I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes just eating these gummies. They're really fucking good. They're strawberry flavored, right?
Ah!
I might not fucking wake up.
You don't eat those gummies. Don't eat them. Dog.
Is
Hello,
now
dog.
the right time to mention that I've been following Melody since 2019?
Oh, I'm sorry, Happy. I thought you were brand new. Oh! I'm a professional. I'm a professional streamer. Yeah, but okay.
Pick them up with it.
You can pick up eggs with other eggs. Fantastic.
It's okay.
Thank you. She was too polite to say anything. I keep wanting to lean back in my chair. When I do that, I dip down like this. But yeah, I'm still here.
Yo, I'm getting into K-pop. Who the fuck is Jizzo?
Okay, that's a funny name.
Wow. That was really good.
Hey. Looking back, it was worth. What? Looking back, it was worth. Anyway, it's getting late. Good night. Okay, so their inspirational messages at the end of the streams aren't always winners. But it was okay, you know? It was fine. It was fine. Anyway, thank you so much for coming out to this stream. We only got 3 viewers. I don't think that's enough to rate.
Thanks for the stream.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
had a lot of fun.
Absolutely no problem at all. Thank you so much for... Whoa, hang on. Thank you all so much for, like, turning up to the stream and everything.
Looking back, it was worth.
Looking back, it was worth. Yeah. Looking back? Everybody's gonna look back. Everybody go. Go. It was worth. Look at them looking back. Oh, God. The emojis. Anyway, so, thank you XP500 for following me. Thank you. Thank you everybody else. We will do more of these streams in the future, I think. We're just going to do one of these. And while that's going on, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And who knows, we're gonna hopefully, I mean, if you're up for it, we can do another writing stream next week. We could try and add another chapter to a spooky, scary story that will not become a comedy. And just find out some more about what's going down in Albrath. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday. I love you all. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. Love you. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye now. Goodbye. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Okay. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Love you all. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye.